Hey guys, welcome to my first hair tutorial. I'm going to show you how to get those beachy waves. I use a wand. What I use is the Longe 1.5 inch wand. I use the Longe flat iron as well, and they have great products. So we're going to start by using that. So you're going to want to heat that up. And then you are going to brush your hair just to make sure you don't have any knots in it. My hair probably looks a little wavy. I curled my hair a couple of days ago. I didn't use any product in it, so that's why I'm just going to do it over this hair anyway. What I'm going to do is section off my hair. I usually do about 2 or 3 sections. That's just depending on how thick your hair is. My hair is very thick, so I usually do about 3 sections, but if you have thinner hair, you probably want to do 2 sections. And the reason for that is to just be sure that you get every hair. You don't want to miss any strands or have any straight pieces in there. So once this has been done heating up, which mine has been plugged in for a few minutes, you can just go ahead and use that. What you're going to want to do is take a piece maybe about 1 inch, 2 inches thick. You don't really want small strands, or you're going to have kind of smaller waves. So if you want the bigger curls, bigger waves, then you're going to want to take bigger sections. So you take your first section, and what you're going to do is turn the wand upside down and begin wrapping your hair. I like to leave about 1 inch or so out of the bottom so that it looks more wavy and a little bit more natural. But I basically have it all the way to the root of my hair, and then I'm going to hold it there for about 10 to 12 seconds. If you have thinner hair, you're probably not going to want to hold it that long because that can do a lot of damage to your hair. So once you do that, then you're just going to let it go. You're not going to go ahead and run your fingers through it. You're going to want that curl to set. A lot of people, once they are done curling it, they'll hold it like this to set. But because we don't really want them very curly or spirally, we're just going to let it go and then just let it dry or cool off. And then we're going to run our fingers through it at the end. I have my phone on boxes to get at eye level in my bathroom, so that's probably what you hear is my cord just hitting the boxes, so sorry about that. This may take some practice or getting used to if you're not very comfortable or familiar with a wand. You're probably going to burn yourself a couple of times. I know that I still do burn myself. But you'll be fine and you'll end up getting quicker just the more that you do it. Another tip that I always say is to curl away from your face. So when you wrap your hair strand, you're going to want to go in the opposite direction of where your face is, because it's just going to make your face more open and it's not going to be like all in your face. Okay, so we're finished with this side of the hair, it does not have to be perfect. So we're going to end up breaking up these curls, running our fingers through it. So don't worry if it looks a little off or one piece is more curled than the other. That doesn't really matter. This is just going to give us the texture that we need in order to have our waves. My hair is super thick, so it has always held curls very well. So if you have thinner hair and you realize that you need to be curling your hair longer than like 8 seconds, then that's not a problem. What you're gonna wanna do is just be sure that you use some type of heat protectant so that it doesn't damage your hair. Every time you have some type of heat on your hair, it is going to damage it. I already had a heat protectant in mine. I probably should have mentioned that when I started, but I didn't. Paul Mitchell has a very good heat protectant. It's called Hot Off the Press. R&Co has a good heat protectant and leave-in conditioner. I'm sure that Pureology does. I use something of theirs that is, it does like 21 different things, and one of those is a heat protectant. I use that when I get out of the shower. So that's always a good idea. Just do what I say, not what I do, because I did not use the heat protectant this time. So notice that my wand is still pointing down and I'm still curling away from the face. And leaving some out at the bottom, just so that they're not so tight looking. All right, so we finished the bottom section of our hair and you can see how they look. I'm not going to do anything with them. I'm not going to spray them. I am not going to run my fingers through them yet. You're just going to leave them there so that they can still cool off and set. But what you're going to want to do is bring another section of your hair down and start doing that section. I'm going to do 3 sections to my hair today. My sections are not perfect, especially if I am doing kind of a no effort look like this. Otherwise, if I were doing something obviously like cutting hair or coloring it, then my sections would be a lot better than they are right now. So you're just going to want to make sure you brush through the next section you're about to tackle. And then start curling this as well. I would definitely say the most important thing about this step or curling your hair is sectioning. I think that the more sections you have, the better, just because you want to be sure that you get every strand of hair curled. When a lot of people curl their hair and they have all of their hair down and they just do it, they miss a lot and it doesn't give it enough body or volume that it really needs, just because they're missing certain hairs and they're not able to get every hair and have it exactly at the root. So like I said, if you have a lot of hair like me, you're probably going to want to do 3 sections. If you don't have as much hair as I do, you're probably good with 2 sections. But I would definitely recommend at least 2 sections to anybody. Can be a little hard to get the back sometimes, but you just try your best. And then if you look at the back of the hair once you're done and you haven't gotten everything, then you can always just go back over and get those stray hairs. Another thing that is super important when doing your hair is patience, which is something I don't have a lot of, but you want to be sure that you are holding your hair for the correct amount of seconds in order for it to properly be curled. I know you can get tired, you can get hot, your arm can start hurting. But if you just kind of treat each curl as it's your first one, then you'll be sure that everything is curled evenly and it will turn out great. And that will just take practice, which we all have a lot of time to practice right now because we are all in quarantine. You want to remember to keep curling away from your face. I switch up once I hit the back of my head. So when I'm curling this side, I curl this way until I get to about here, and then when I switch over to this side, I start curling this way. So that's what I mean about that. And so we are done with our second layer. So we're going to go to our final layer of hair. And again, make sure that is all brushed out. What I do when I do my final section, I don't know why, but I've always left the front pieces out in front of my face. I've always left them for last. So what I'll do is take this section right here and go ahead and curl that first. That was a small section. I have more hair on this side because my hair is parted on this side, so there will be more hair to curl over here. See, I just burned myself. It happens. Remember, we're pointing down, we're curling away from the face, and we're leaving a little bit out at the ends. And I'm going to do my bangs or fringe right here. And then I'll do the front piece on the other side. Oh, that really hurt now, and I burned it a little bit. This one doesn't have a temperature control on it. It just has one temperature. I'm not even sure what that is, but I can tell you it is very hot. Okay, so we have curled our hair. There are a few pieces I haven't gotten. If you have little strands that you missed, you definitely don't need to hold them for that long, or you'll end up frying them off. That has not happened to me, but I've seen that happen before. So we're going to take care of those. And then what we're going to do is the fun part. So we are just going to basically shake these out. Some people like to run their fingers through them. I just like to give them a little shake. And you're not going to want to spray them before you shake them out, because they're going to hold on to what you sprayed. So they're going to, if you spray before you run your fingers through them, it's going to hold the curl that was there before. So you're going to want to make sure that you shake them out before you use a setting spray, a texture spray, hairspray. You want to do underneath as well. My front bangs right here always do a little weird, so you kind of have to play around with them a little bit. Sometimes I just break them up into smaller pieces and then run my fingers through them. So you can see the curl, the wave that we have done. Why is this not working? Okay, there we go. Much better. I typically like to use Pureology or Orvay hairspray, but the only thing that I have right now is Tresemme, and it works. So you're going to want to spray upwards and just kind of lift your hair up like that and let it fall. It's going to give you a lot of body, obviously, and it's also going to hold it very well. So that is my tutorial for Beachy waves. Please give me some feedback or let me know if you guys have any questions. Thanks.